Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So if you don't know, now you know. My name is Ara. I am a chef instructor. I teach online and I do cooking videos here on YouTube for fun. I am doing a fun experiment where I do recipes from a cooking blog for a whole entire month, see if it's worth it. And the last blog I did breakfast cookies were delicious. You have to try the recipe. It is so good. And today I'm going to be making chicken tinga. I don't know if I'm saying that right. From Food 52. So I'm doing a full month of Food 52 and I'm going to show you the prep for that. But the first thing is, the whole premise of this is to kind of show you if these recipes work. So the one thing is I read through the recipe and I make some tweaks. I try to follow it to the T, to the best of my ability, and I grade it and tell you if they taste good or if they're worth trying. So for this recipe, traditionally you take the chicken and the ingredients and you kind of stew them. It's almost like a stew. You pull the chicken out and then you cook the liquid for a little longer and then you puree it and then recook it, put the chicken back in. But I'm going to go ahead and roast this in the oven instead, just to impart more flavor in the tomatoes and everything. So I'm going to show you my prep. Okay, so here are my ingredients. I have the spices, which is cumin, oregano, bay leaves, and allspice. And the recipe is going to be linked in the description box below. And I have about 2 pounds of chicken thighs. And I'm going to take the skin off of this. I have 7 Campari tomatoes instead of the Roma, 1 onion, 2 big garlic cloves, 2 guajillo. Oh, are these guajillo peppers? What peppers are these? Ancho peppers, sorry. Ancho peppers and 2 jalapenos. I think I'm going to do 1 because we need to be able to eat this. In our house, we're not really big eaters of the spicy things. So what I'm going to do is, 1, I'm going to chop this up. Oh, there is one more thing. There's one more thing we need. I'll grab it later, but we need some apple cider vinegar for this too. So I'm going to go ahead and chop this up. And it's going to be more of like a rough chop, because these are just going to break down. And I'm going to put the spices on the top of the tomatoes. And you can probably put the onions and the garlic in like a food processor if you don't want to chop these up. But I'm going to serve this with some tortillas. You can serve it with rice if you want. I would cut that the recipe for the sauce in half, because it always makes too much sauce from what I can remember from the recipes I've made before of this. And it's a pretty traditional Mexican dish from what I remember. And I would say if you want to use more garlic, use as much garlic as you want. But these are pretty big. And they're going to roast in the oven for about an hour. Actually, I have a class today too, so I'm trying to get a couple things done at the same time. So normally my classes are later and they're at night, so I can kind of like film my videos mostly in the morning. But I'm pretty sure that nobody wants me to. Everyone can kind of cook eggs at this point because I have a lot of egg recipes on there. So I'm just going to do like thin slices. Since these are going to get roasted, I don't want to go ahead and make them too small. because I don't want them to burn. I don't think they're going to burn though, because these are really juicy tomatoes. So, oh no, bad onion. So, real life. So I grabbed another onion, and I needed chipotle peppers too in the apple cider vinegar for this. So I found most of my Mexican ingredients at Fresh Time, because I'm from Michigan. But if you have a Mexican or a Latino market, they will normally have them. And it's usually like a big container of it, so cut the ends off. I'm just going to thinly slice this guy. And the key is you don't want to get stressed out if things happen, like you accidentally get a bad onion. That happens. What are you going to do? Just get over it. And what I'm going to do is I'll put the spices on top too. And one jalapeno. And it's up to your spice tolerance on this. I'm just going to remove the seeds and the ribs, which have all the heat in them. So that's what gives it that heat, is the capsaicin. So this here, all this is what makes it super hot. And then we have our guajillos. So what I'm actually going to do is just break this up and remove the big guy, the stem. And the tomatoes will give off a lot of liquid, so and our chipotle. Well, I grabbed the one with the adobo sauce because that's all they had. So I'm going to do 3 of these. And I'm going to wash my hands too, because I've touched like 3 peppers already. And I can kind of feel my hands kind of hurting a little bit. Okay, so I washed my hands, I washed my board, and I got all my peppers and everything in here. And of course you could just follow the directions in the packet. I'm gonna go ahead and add all my spices in. Something about cumin makes me sneeze. And then I'm going to add some Celtic salt to this. And then it calls for 1/3 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to do a tablespoon just because I know this is it's going to be a lot of liquid. I inhaled that. So so this is done, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my chicken ready. So let me just adjust this. And this is pretty easy. All I'm going to do is remove that skin and just kind of drop it in. And I'm removing the skin because of the fat, but you can render this skin if you want to. Huh? Can I help you? Okay. Okay. Sorry, Madeline was asking me something. So I'm gonna pull all this skin off. I'm sure there's like a prettier way to do it with a knife, but I'm just gonna not do that. Okay. Okay, so my oven is set at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and I will check this in an hour. I pulled out the stuff, the chicken and everything, and I'm going to puree this next, and then it's going to go back in the oven. It's going to go back in the oven. Okay, so I have my finished chicken tinga. So I have it on a fresh flour tortilla. Looks, oh my god, I almost dropped it. It looks really good. And then I just have some avocados, some pickled onions on here, and some, I'm dropping so many things. Okay, let's try this taco. I thought it was going to be super spicy. But it's smoky. It is really good. I like them. I can kind of feel the ancho in the back of my throat. Hold on. A second.